We can start recording and start with the class. So today is submission day. So you guys are supposed to submit whatever we have done last week. That a vase, chandelier, those screwdriver, all those things. So you can mail me. I don't know. There's some issue with the Moodle. Like if I go to edit mode, then only I can see this. Otherwise, I cannot see anything. It's really strange. Mm, okay, let's add an assignment here. One, 212. Assignment under resources there. So you can submit your things. So like we have used a spline, we have used edit poly, and we have used lathe also. So what I'm planning, okay, let's create something like this. I'll show you. I have a show you it. Like something like this. It's pretty simple, not very complex. But if I show you like how I have done it, it was just a line, applied lathe, then edit poly, and created this entire thing, and then duplicated and attached it, and then used bend modifier. This is again also lathe and some edit poly. This is just a, polygon mode, poly modeling. So this is like it looks like okay, so many things are happening here and there, but it's pretty simple, pretty easy, not very complicated. So let's create something like this. So like you should see like what we're doing. Front grid of G grid is on. So now I want to create a pillar. So pillar, like I'm just like I don't have anything to refer as of now. So let's create something. I just created a shape and I just modify these things slightly. This is much better, smooth and clean. So line, and I'll apply lathe, axis, perspective. You can see it's pretty clean. And this thing can be a little thicker or a little modified. That's something I can modify later also. So my I have applied a lathe and my basic shape is ready. And now if I want to modify this design, like I suppose I want to add few things here. So what I'll do is I'll apply edit poly here. And now you can see I have all these vertex edge border, all this selection option now. Front, perspective, and alternative face I'm selecting. So basically what I'm doing, I'm going to combine like polygon modeling, spline modeling, like whatever we have seen right now, we're going to apply everything and generate something here. So inset, with inset, what happens? It inset our same shape, the border inside this polygon. Click on inset and then increase. You can see it basically generates a border for that shape. You can see by polygon, by group, you can do it. By polygon, it will work on each and every individual polygon. Or if you will like select like 4 or 5 polygons together, it will work as a whole group, not individual polygon. In that case, then extrude. So extrude, I can click this and increase the extrude. You can see same direction, reduce the thickness. Then again, I can apply another extrude. See, same direction. Maybe I want to reduce the length slightly. Extrude one more time. So I'm just like creating randomly some design, like just to make it like bit nicer. So this base also can extrude and create some shape. You can see if I extrude like this, it reacts like this. So click on this and click on go to local normal direction. So it will generate it like this, and then I can create this thing very easily. Because B is supposed to be slightly thicker as compared to the entire shape, so that it will hold the shape, and plus the surface and the length of this surface should be slightly long. So instead of moving this down, I'll push the entire model up, because base it should be on the grid 0 0 0. Then I can create it like this. Now suppose I want to add few things detail here. Select all the edges, then connect it. I can connect it like this. Or if I want to connect multiple, click on the setting to connect, reconnect. I can connect it like this. Then polygon mode again. Shift entire ring. Shift entire ring. Extrude one more time. It's too much. Reduce it. Okay, I can create this thing kind of easily. And similarly, if I want to create some design pattern here, I can definitely do it. Now let's see. Select this thing, or maybe I want to create something here. Okay, let's see. So you can see my line is still preserved, but I'm modifying in edit poly mode. So I can modify everything here. Let's see. It's too much. Okay, let's do it in inverse only. Now front. I want to create some nice design. Just one part. Just thinking like what I can do here. Q. So we can hide the gizmo. G to get rid of the grid. Hopefully the points are even throughout, because I haven't checked it. Yeah, see, it's not even. It's not even. There's like one more loop is required, or maybe one less loop. We go back to late. Yes, old 17. You can see if I go back and change something, it will mess up my shape. So I should have counted this before only. Okay, anyways, it's like quite detailed anyways. Let's see. Mm, mm. Yes, fillet is a fine. Like fillet is to refine the shape, right? So you can use all the options in everything. I'm explaining only those tools, those we are using right now. But you are free to like experiment with all the options. What all the options are there? You can free to experiment and explore. Because until and unless you explore, you won't learn and understand this thing. Because like if I tell you the each and everything and you just like stick to those things, then what happens, you don't learn anything. Because when we research by ourselves and practice like and use everything and check everything, that time only we learn most of the things. So that's the whole idea. I wanted to create a petal kind of shape, but it's like loops are not even. Okay, anyway, this is like anyways pretty complex. So I created this basic shape, and now I want to create this thing. Like I want to create a arch, nice arch or something here. So how to create that? I need that arch, right? That arch is required. So front G, I can see this. So I need to create a arch. So for arch, this time I'll be using a poly modeling. I'll use a box, or if I want, I can use cylinder also, but I want to use let's use cylinder. That would be nice. Great. To my grid point, so that's in the grid center. Thickness. Oh, sorry, my bad. Done. And cylinder. I can see I don't want this thing, but I need this center. This loop is required. Now I have created two different shapes, right? So right now I'm going to work on this one. Cylinder, edit poly. Oh, edit poly, and this is pretty low poly, so I can always go back to cylinder and make it to 22. Like make sure have a straight line like this. 24 works perfectly, and this is maybe 32. This looks kind of nice, decently smooth, reasonably smooth. So let's go to polygon mode and select half of it and delete. So you can see it's in cylinder. If you go back, you have the entire polygon. Like if you have everything, okay, let's just click this first. Yes. So you can see it looks empty, but actually everything is there, still there. Everything is still there. So make sure use this. Now I have created the half of this thing, and I want to create like move this circle front, and now I want to connect. I want to create this thickness of this polygon. If I want like the easiest thing I prefer, I create in half only one side, other side I will Just simply symmetry. Drag and select all the loops and connect it. I can do it like this, or there's something called poly. You see, modify selection, edit. There is something called Swift loop. Click on this, it will create loop wherever you want. I can use this also and generate a loop, but I have used that. That's also fine. Now, face mode, delete everything. So why I use this cylinder to get the perfect semicircle arch. If I do it manually, it won't be that perfect. So if I use some primitive shape which already have that shape size, so it will become very easy for me to achieve that shape. Now, let's see border. Select this entire border, extrude it. Now go to edge, deselect this one, alt, deselect, and bridge it. So it will close all of them. If you keep this thing also selected, it won't bridge. So now both the sides are done. So I could have used symmetry, but I have used bridge. So you should know both the things, where to use what. Okay, because if the same, to achieve the same kind of model or create the same kind of things, we can use multiple tools and to generate same kind of effect. Okay, now I have this one, and now I want to generate some nice detail here. It's a polygon, these two, and maybe these two, and these two. Oh, these two also I can select. Yeah. Extrude, same direction, slightly less. Okay. Now this is like little way too blockish. I want to bevel this thing. Click on bevel, and then soft, like angle. That angle I can reduce. I can do it like in reverse also. Like it works both direction, both ways. Oh, cancel and undo also. Reason I'm thinking, if I create the entire thing, it will look little better than this. I could have selected the loop. Everything is selected. Extrude. Make sure for local normal. Like this, and then okay. I want to bevel it, or I can, if I want, I can insert it also. Let's see. See, inside right now all those polygons are selected together, so it's right now it's in group mode. The moment I click this to group to now like polygon mode, the each and every individual polygon will have an inset mesh. See, or I can just go back to group mode. I can create this. Okay, and one more same like last time. Whatever I have applied, it will repeat this thing again and create this thing. So it looks kind, you can see I create this arch, and now my arch is ready. Now I want to individual orientation. What does that mean? Like individual origins means, like if you use that like as a group, like whatever, suppose you have selected for inset. Yes, okay, I'll just show this thing with a uh, not box, plane. Let's see. I just created this plane. Okay, and then edit poly. sorry, my bad. Edit poly, and I select this 4 polygons, right? There's nothing. If I click on insert, and you can see nothing happens here as long as I don't define anything. So right now it's in group mode, insert group. So it's reading all 4 polygons as a group and generating this border according to all the 4 polygons. Okay, 4 polygons. And if I click on this and change the polygon, each and every polygon will have a separate inset. So like
Each face you mean?
each face, the polygon and face is same thing, right? Each face will have their separate inset. Yes. So this is like you can see like one solid as a single group. It's reading this as one. And if I click this as a one polygon, by polygon, you can see polygon face. So it's basically reading each and every individual polygon and creating that inset mesh for each and every polygon. Like there's a separate inset mesh. Like 4 inset here. If you click on this group, it's just only one inset combining all 4 polygons. Like this, we create. And pre asked me difference between cap and bridge. Yes,
Does
different.
it create with 2 faces, sir?
Yes, it will create 2 phase, 3 phase, anything. Like let's suppose I select these 2 instead. It will create. And if I want to go to individual, it will work individually. Only one, 2 faces, group. The group, see, if I extend it, it will read this entire thing as one group.
Okay, sir.
I'm holding control and selecting. So like select and I can see like, is this entire thing it's reading as one group. If I move to polygon, and now you'll have individual poly with this inset. Right? Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now Gopinath asked difference between cap and bridge. Yes, there is a huge difference between cap and bridge. Let's see. I'll extend this. I extruded this thing, right? So if I right click and cap it, so you can see you have a one flat plane, but there is no in between loops. There's no connecting edges. So it's an n-gon. So it's a wrong geometry. You can cap it, then you have to manually connect the loops. So this is what we do for like quickly create a model. We cap it and then we connect them manually. Select this one and this one, connect. But it won't cut. Oh, sorry. Connect like this. Manually we connect this thing and create this thing. But in case of bridge, what we'll do, we don't select all the sides. We just select opposite sides. This, this, and bridge it. So it generate those edges as well. So, but still you can see we have here extra polygons. This is not connected. So I have to do manually. So bridge basically generate the edges and create all the shape required polygons. But in cap, it creates only one polygon to fill the entire section, like irrespective of your like vertex point, edge points, and everything.
So bridge can also connect faces also, right, sir?
You have that's bridge can also connect faces also. Yes, that is. Let's see, it can do.
But what about vertices?
Vertices, I never tried this. Okay, let me try. Okay. So faces, I suppose I want to connect these two. Select this one. I have to attach it first. Otherwise, it won't work. It works on one single object. Single object. It can be multiple elements, sub elements, but it should be one single object. Polygon. Let's select this one and this one, and then bridge. It works perfectly. See, it bridge the gap and create another polygon.
Is there any shortcut, sir, for this? Or you have
For-
to manually do it?
yes, no, either you can click it manually or you can create a shortcut for it. Like in Max, there are a lot of shortcuts are by default not there. You have to create it manually according to your comfort.
Yes,
And
sir.
one more thing, you asked for edge. Sorry, vertex. Vertex bridge. I don't think there's nothing called vertex bridge. Yeah, see, if I select vertex, there is that bridge option is not there. So vertex mode, you cannot bridge anything. So in vertex mode, like you need to have a polygon or face or edge, like 2 points, so that you can bridge between those two. So there is nothing, so you cannot bridge anything. Yeah, vertex doesn't work. Okay, delete. So now I have created this thing, and yeah. So now front. So I have created this. So like you see this arch and this pillar, and now I want to create this, repeat this thing, create that dome I showed initially. So the idea is, usually if you've seen any dome, or if you have been to any like maybe you have like mosque, or maybe some temples, and they have this pillar. So usually this arch is half like half, well, it reaches half of this pillar, and just next to this there's another pillar, another arch, right? So it works like this. So you need to plan it accordingly. So you have to push it here and keep it like this. Now you have this section. Now I want to combine this with this one. So I'll go here, attach, click on attach. Now it become one single geometry. You can see still I have all those history, but it's combined with this front. And then now I want to repeat this. Like suppose I have a dome, like this spherical cylindrical shape, this monument where I have 6 or 7 pillars. So this is my first pillar. Shift and drag and place it here. You can see like this. So I need to basically plan it accordingly. It should not intersect. 5. I can see I have 5 of them. So this will end, and this is half empty. This is half empty. So when I rotate it, it will combine with this thing very easily. So select the first one again, attach, 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 right click. So this entire thing became one single geometry. Now I want to create that circular shape. So manually I won't do it. There is something called, one more modifier is called bend. It bends the shape. Be bend. So by default you can see it doesn't do anything. Angle, you have to define the angle, how much bend you want, and whichever direction. Right now it's Z. I click on X, and you can see I can go beyond 360 also. 360 is basically 100% circle, but only issue with this modifier, it reads this endpoint to this endpoint. So this endpoint to this endpoint is basically 360, but to fix it, I have to push it little further, little extra, maybe slightly more, 370. So now you can see it's perfectly circular in shape, and this arch, it automatically bend nicely. And you can see this F4. So like this, we can create really complex geometry very easily. So now top of this, there should be a this dome kind of thing. So I need to create that. So let's see front. Again, I'll go to line, this thing.
So,
Yes,
when you are using edit poly,
yes.
and then after, for by chance, if you want to go to the spline or the line mode,
Hmm.
So they're showing one dialog box like a hold on, yes and
Yes,
no.
yes, yes.
So
So
what is that dialog box about?
it's basically it's about like what you want to do. You want to like go back to this spline and reset everything, or you just want to hold the shape and go back to a spline again. Like, so you have to do some minor tweak or something. In that case it works perfectly, but if you planning to do some major like modification, it will not work. So usually we hold the shape and go back. Suppose I want to add one more edge or one more vertex or slightly make it little curvy. So that works perfectly. But if I want to, like I've showed you, if I try to increase the poly count of the this thing cylindrical shape, it distorts. So because it cannot average out this thing like final result. That's why you hold it, and finer minor tweak you can definitely do, and hold it. And like if you do it no, it won't hold anything, it won't go back to line. If you press yes, it will go back to line, but it won't hold the shape. So usually we hold it. That's like what we do most of the time.
Okay, sir.
Oh. So I created this shape, and let's see, I'll apply a lathe. Oh, sorry, I pressed T accidentally. Lathe. Created this, and right now it's 360-degree. What if I want to create something little unique? Let's see. I have six arches. One, two, three, four, five, six. Right. So my calculator, 360 divided by 6 is equal to 60-degree. So if I go and create 60, so it basically it's just one section of this. Right, like that's what math says. Like 60-degree means this angle is basically 60-degree. 60, 60, 60, 60, 360 in total. So I create this thing 60, and I want to modify a few things here. Lathe. I'm recording, yes, recording. Uh, poly. Oh, sorry, my bad. Edit poly. I have to press E. Edit poly. And now let's go to left size. Left. Okay. Now I want to rotate this and align it with my shape like this. Because this arch also I want to create. This arch, this cutout also I want to create. So what I'll do is I'll see the 60-degree angle. It's perfect for me. And top view, I'll go and check everything. Like it's aligned properly. That is like very important. It looks kind of same only, correct only. Okay, let's go to left, and it's here. Now I have this shape and I want to create this cut, right? So what I'll do, right click on the model, and there's something called cut. It be now just to create cut in my geometry. So I can see my this thing. What happened to my cut? It should work. Oh, correct only. I guess I'm on the wrong side. Now it's okay. I guess this mesh is flipped. I'm just like randomly clicking and right click, done. Right click again, polygons, and I'll select and delete those unwanted polygons. Delete it. Okay, let's make two small sections. Okay. Now you can see it's clean. Now this section I need to repeat multiple times. This is also like 60° and I have to copy 60 times, like 60 front. So pivot point I have to adjust. Grid, go back, rotation, switch on rotation, right click, and under angles type 60 and just click it. That's it. Shift and click 60, 5, but I can see it's not aligned because maybe okay. I guess my UV vertex point. This thing. Oh, this is top view. Yeah, position is wrong. That's why position is wrong. Okay, what I'll do is easiest way for me. I'll switch on this. My vertex, snap to vertex. I'll switch on and snap it here. See, now this is perfect. Now I'll go to 60 is already there. Shift. Oh, my bad. My snap also on. Snap, shift, 60 5 times. See, perfect, great. But they are not welded together. So what I have to do is select one, attach, 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 attach. It's attached, and I can see they're like little overlapping. So to get rid of that thing, I select all the vertex, and you can see there's a weld and there's a weld setting. Click on weld setting. You can see previously previously it was 2760 vertices. Now it's 2665 less. So if I increase the distance, see, it increases and weld everything as long as there's no distortion. Okay, your this mesh is ready, and this mesh is like hollow from inside. If I want, I can shell it. Shell, outer, there's nothing. Inside shell I want. Oh, sorry.